All right, Jet fans, week 18. Dan and I were foolish enough at one point to think this game might be for the AFC East title. I brought it up. I had to.
Forgot about
but you
that.
know what? We're still here. It still means something, kind of. Right, Dan?
That's right.
Maybe.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're going to be talking about the upcoming Dolphins game. Really nothing on the line for us, so it's just one of those games that you can actually sit back and just, I don't want to say relax, but you're sitting back and you're watching football with nothing. You don't have anything to really worry about in terms of playoff position or where we're going to be. I'll just say this: it would be nice to not be last in the AFC East.
I'll give you that.
That would be nice. Beating the Dolphins, we'll have the same record as them, and we'll finish third. It hurts to finish behind the Patriots because they're not a good team, but right when the AFC East was looking like it was one of the strongest divisions in football, man, did it collapse. I mean, what an unbelievable collapse at the end of the year. And yeah, I really thought that this game was going to be. It was going to mean so much more than it did, and it should. It really should. All the pieces were there for us to be a playoff team, or at least for this game to mean a lot.
Yeah,
and it's just we've talked about it enough. For one reason or another, we're not there. We're not a playoff team, and now we got Statue Joe back there who's going to be starting. He's going to have 7 sacks behind one of the worst offensive lines in football.
We've got Joe Flacco versus Skylar Thompson.
What a matchup,
week 18.
Man. What a matchup. What do you think?
And you just hit the nail on the head there, dude. It's a patchwork offensive line. So you got to think that Dolphins defensive line is thinking they're going to eat. They're going to get some sacks because our offensive line was terrible. Now Dwayne Brown's not in, George Fant's not in, Herbig's out. So
yep, LDT is game time decision.
Huh? Yeah, LDT's. Oh yeah.
So, I mean, like, we literally had to add.
I might as well go play on the line this weekend. You know what I mean? Like, I might as well fly down.
I'm saying, dude, I can still throw, too. I can still throw. Yeah, so it's a strange one. Whether I think we're going to win, it's a weird thing to even be breaking that down. I mean, I honestly, I don't know. I don't know what to think. The Dolphins' defense is not great. I think that Joe, just with his experience, and this might be his last game in the NFL, whether or not he thinks that he can continue to play, I don't know, but it's probably going to be his last game as a Jet. That's for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
So I think he comes out with a little more fire. I think he comes out, if we're going to win this game, excuse me, I don't know if we get the running game going. It's just been a question mark. I seriously don't know. Yeah. If Flacco gets rid of the ball quick, and the offensive line does an adequate job of giving just a little bit time, maybe to spread open the field, we might have a competitive game on our hands. And with Skylar Thompson starting, I mean, who knows? We still have a top 10 defense. We do. We have a good defense and some of the best corners in the game. And Skylar Thompson, if he picks apart this defense, well, then we have a bigger problem on our hands, and it's just going to show more that we're not a playoff team.
Yeah.
But if Joe gets rid of the ball quick, you get a little bit from the running game. I think we can win. I
agree. I mean, I think obviously you want to go into every football game. They say it every day. You go into every football game wanting to win, right? And I mean, yeah, you could argue, we get a better draft pick if we lose and all of this, and we sometimes I'm feeling that way, but right now, like, the difference between the 10th and the 13th or whatever draft pick, I think it's the 10th, and then I think it's the 10th if we lose, and then the 19th if we win. So it is a pretty big. So I guess it's a big jump. All right,
it's a big jump. So like at the end of the day, if we lose, I'll be like, all right, well at least we get a better draft pick. But I don't want to lose, dude. And I'm glad Salah's playing the starters.
I don't want to lose strictly because I don't want to hear from Dolphins fans.
Yeah, I don't. And yes, I want to sweep a team. Can we sweep a team? That would be nice. I don't know the last time we swept the Dolphins, but that would be very nice. And if we were to sit DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, Saleh would have completely lost the locker room, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
You don't sit your rookies who are some of the best players in the league and who just want to play football right now. You can sit some veterans maybe, because look, they're older. They don't want to get beat up.
Maybe players who aren't going to be on the team next. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe throw in some linebackers in there that have a question mark.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Yeah. So it's just kind of one of those games. You sit back, you watch it. I'm excited. really just Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner. Hopefully Elijah Moore gets more involved. Hopefully Garrett Wilson does enough to win offensive player of the year. That would be
Give me
cool.
2 touchdowns from Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson was one of Joe Flacco's favorite targets. So
him and Elijah.
If there's any upside, it's going to be hopefully Garrett Wilson see some touches and get some ops.
And I want to see a little more. I said this in our last video. He was just like flat last game. And one of the biggest games of the year, he was flat, Garrett Wilson. He had like 12 targets and 3 catches.
Yeah.
So I know that Mike
White had 5 broken ribs. So Mike White was obviously playing hurt. Like,
and here's the thing that I'm confused about. Like, so Mike White was good enough to start that game, right? And I agree. He probably was feeling like, all right, I'm okay. He took a huge hit at the end of the half where they said that he was hurt. And they said if Mike White were to get hurt, then we would have to mix it up and either bring Flacco or Streveler in there. They knew he was hurt at the half, and they did nothing but just march Mike White back out there and have him play terribly. Why not just pull him when you see he doesn't have it and you know he's hurt?
Yeah.
Pull him in the third quarter and put somebody else in there.
Dan, if there's one thing that the end of this year has shown me is that, this coaching staff is very young. I mean, we knew that coming in. They're all, brand new head coach, brand new offensive coordinator. Ulbrich, I don't think he's been a defensive coordinator. He was a defensive coordinator, or a defensive coach, like, you know what I mean? So brand new coaching staff. They still are learning things just as the players are learning things. And I mean, the quotes from the press conferences this week were cringy, weird. They don't know how to handle the New York media just yet. Like, I don't want to hear about Joe Flacco being an old Ford truck that we're happy about when the weather gets rough. Like, no.
Say less.
Like, ridiculous. What? And then, like, I'm tired of hearing Mike LaFleur say it starts with me. I need to do better. Well, I don't think LaFleur is going to be here. But yeah, dude, even the decisions, like, Mike White obviously was not ready to go. Yes, he may have gotten cleared by a doctor, but he hadn't. I think Flacco would have done better last week. But I don't know, man. Again, behind this offensive line, anybody's in trouble. You know what I mean? So
coin flip. It's a coin flip right
now.
And that's why, I mean, as much as I would have wanted to see Zach, since Zach is in our future plans for next year, I would have liked to see him in this game, but it's tough to march him out there behind this offensive line. I mean, imagine if Zach gets hurt in this last game, and then you're like, what happens now? Like, it's going to be okay for next year if he hurts his ACL or something.
He's reading a book. Zach's reading a book somewhere.
Yeah. God, another thing. Go read a book. When have you ever heard a head coach tell one of his players to take a break?
Tell his franchise quarterback to go get away from football and read a book? Come on.
And then he said, we got to regain our trust in him, and he's got to regain his trust in us. What? What is going on, dude? Come on.
Typical Jets, baby.
Do you want to play football? This is football. You have hundreds of thousands of people that are in your fan base. I don't know if that number's accurate, but
maybe should be.
Feels like it sometimes. All right, man. Well, I'm excited for the game as a Jets.
Let's see what happens tomorrow.
Hopefully, we ended it. I'm gonna just I'll end my speaking with this. 2 years ago, we had 2 wins. Last year, we had 4 wins. We win tomorrow. We have 8 wins. Next year, it's a playoff
16?
Mandate. It's a playoff.
Next year, we got 16 wins. 2, 4, 8, 16.
Yeah, 16.
Come on.
Next year's a playoff mandate. You don't make the playoffs, every single coach is gone.
Every single coach? Yeah, probably. If we don't make the playoffs next year, I think everybody might be gone. GM, coach, everybody.
Yeah. It might be a clean house.
Full Woody Johnson and just light a flame to one Jets drive and move.
And I don't know if I'll be able to. I can't take it. If we win 6 or 7 games next year and we clean house, it's gonna be a rough situation, man.
It's gonna be bad.
All right, dude.
All right, Jet fans. All right, Dan. Le quoi? Jets.
Jets.
Bye.